Hello students, welcome to our English class. Today we will understand about analytical writing. It is a writing skill and it has been recently added in 10th CBSE board English subject syllabus. So it will come as question number 4 in your question paper and you have to write in about 150 to 200 words and it is a long composition carrying 10 marks. It has been replaced by the story writing. The word analytical stands from the word analysis, which means detailed examination of an element. So, this form of writing is used to interpret the facts presented in the form of table, graph, or chart. A graph or a chart is a visual stimulus to depict the data. Data interpretations require an analysis and comparison of the given facts and drawing conclusions based in the given data. Yes, students, as the students are given graphic or the pictorial information and have to write a description of this information, usually bar charts are there, line graphs, pie charts, tables are given for this task. However, an object or series of the pictures or diagram or a flow chart which can needed to be described may also be presented. So, students may also need to describe a process or explain how something works. So, let's do the practice one by one, and I hope that you will be able to understand. So, now let us discuss about some rules. So, first of all, we have to plan and organize our ideas. We should not repeat ideas in a different ways, and we should avoid informal language. Then, after that, we can divide the paragraph into the three segments. First is introduction paragraph, that is related to that from where this paragraph or this graph indicates what we have taken. Second part is related to body and third part is related to conclusions. So we have to keep in mind that first of all we read the question carefully, and then after that we have to summarize the information by selecting the main features what is given, and we have to go through it, and we can also make relevant comparison if needs, and don't add our new information or any data. We have to organize our paragraph logically and we should not be use first person there. So now we will discuss about some vocab words, that if the graph is increasing, what words we can use, and if the graph is decreasing, then what words we can use, and then if there is a fluctuations, then how we can interpret the data. So first of all we will discuss about the increase. So we can use the words inclined, went up, move upward, rose, escalated, mushroomed, skyrocketed, rocketed also. And if the graph is decreasing, we have to use the words declined, went down, moved downwards, falling sharply, dipped, then plunged, then slumped, then took a nose dive. Then if the graph is fluctuated, then we have to use the words like moving up and down, then erratic, static also. So these are the words we can use while interpreting the data analysis. So let's understand through this example. Massive poaching in the past 2 years has wiped out the entire tiger population at one of the tiger reserves in India, says one of the investigation reports. Look at the visual below and notice how the number of the tigers in India falling. Use your own ideas and interpret the data in about 200 words for Eco World magazine, expressing your concern on the issue. Now, we will take the second example, how we can interpret the data by a given bar graph. The chart below show the percentage of the food budget of the average family spent on restaurant meals in the different years. The graph shows the number of the meals eaten in the fast food restaurants and sit down restaurants, and we have to be write down at least in 150 words. So if we are looking at the graph and if we are looking at the pie charts, we can see that in 1970 there are only 10% people those who are eating the fast food in restaurants or hotels also. In 1980 it increased up to the 15%. Then after that in 1990 it rose up to the 35%. Then in 2000 it has inclined up at the 50%. So yes students, now how we can interpret it? Over the past 30 years, the average family has dramatically increased the number of the meals that they eat at restaurants. The percentage of the family's food budget spent on restaurant meals steadily climbed. So just 10% of the food budget was spent on restaurants meal in 1970 and 15% in 1980. That percentage more than doubled in 1990 to 35% and rose against in 2000 to 50%. Where the families eat their restaurant meals also changed during the 30 years period. In 1970, families ate the same number of the meals at fast food and sit down restaurants. In 1980, families are slightly more frequently at sit down restaurants. However, since 1990, fast food restaurants serve more meals to the families than do the sit down restaurants. Most of the restaurant meals from the 2000s were eaten at fast food restaurants. If this pattern continues, eventually the number of the meals that families eat at fast food restaurants could double the number of the meals they eat at sit down restaurants. I hope you are able to understand through this example also. For better understanding, now let's study the another example also. The blue whale, a type of baleen whale, is the largest and the heaviest creature that ever lived on earth. However, this magnificent creature now faces the risk of extinction. The main reason behind its endangerment is us, human beings. Blue whales are hunted for their blubber, and which is rich source of the oil and fat. They also get killed in fishing accidents and ship strikes. The table below shows the alarming rate at which the Antarctic blue whale population has declined over the 100 years. So given below we are having a table. In the table it is indicated that on the one side it is having the years, and years are mentioned from 1900 to 2000, and on the other side if we are looking at the right side we can see that the number of whale population, that is Antarctic blue whale population, is given, and it is given up to the 2,50,000 to 50,000. So that is increasing signs are also mentioned there. So now how we can analyze it? There has a sharp and alarming decline. Yes students, we have used the words the sharp and alarming decline in the Antarctic blue whale population between 1900 and 2000. Now let's interpret the data with the help of the vocab which is given. There has been a sharp and alarming decline in the Antarctic blue whale population between 1900 and 2000. So here we can see that the sharp and alarming decline, the words we have used, and in the 2 decades following 1900, the blue whale population registered a minor decline of about 10%. However, there was a steady and sharp drop. So here we are using steady and sharp drop in the blue whale population between 1920 to 1940. This, as one can easily infer, is an indicative of a sharp rise in the mortality. In this paragraph, we have used the vocab words like increase, rise, steady. Steady means that is related with the constant trends. To reach a plateau also. Then for the downward trends, we have used the drop and decline also. So we can also use some new words like slow, gentle, marginal, then consistent, then sharp and sudden also.